If you're a man who wants to quit drinking for good, this video is for you. Because when I started drinking, I didn't think I was making a life-altering decision. It was normal. It was social. It was fun. But what I didn't realize is that one small choice can quietly shape decades of your life. And in this video, I'm going to share what I wish I knew before I started drinking, the 3 things no one told me. And if you stick until the end, I'll show you the exact shift in perspective that helped me finally quit for good, so you don't lose yourself learning the hard way like I did. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about it's more habit forming than you think. The first thing I wish I knew is that alcohol is incredibly habit forming, and it doesn't feel like it in the beginning. I still remember my first drink. It was a Corona. It was disgusting. It literally tasted to me like water that something dirty fell into. But I was with my boys, right? So what did I say? Oh yeah, this is super good. And that's how it starts. Not dramatic, not dark, just normal. You drink because your friends drink, because it's what men do, because it feels like belonging. And I couldn't tell you how many days or weeks that it took, but all of a sudden, you're buying beer every other week, then every week, then multiple times a week. Beer turns into liquor, liquor turns into wine, tolerance goes up, and the rabbit hole begins. Different guys experience this differently. Some say, I only drink socially. Some say, I can stop anytime. Some keep it to weekends. Different stories, but same root. Once momentum builds, quitting becomes that much harder. Not because you're weak, but because habits are powerful. But habit alone isn't the biggest cost. Here's the second thing I wish I knew. Really quick, if you're getting value, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more men who need this message. Next, I want to talk about it caps your potential. Drinking alcohol creates a ceiling, especially in fitness. And fitness has always been, at least for me, very important, even before I started drinking. I still remember college clearly. I would work out hard during the week, feel strong, feel dialed in, feel proud of my progress. But then the weekend would come. Binge drinking, destroy my sleep, destroy my recovery, destroy my energy. Then I wouldn't feel like working out for several days. And by the time I felt good again, it was time to drink again, and the cycle repeats. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I was always rebuilding, but never truly progressing. And it's no coincidence that only in recent years, now that I'm 100% sober, I can finally confidently say I'm in the best shape of my life. Different men experience the ceiling differently. Again, for some, like me, it's fitness. But for others, it's business momentum, or discipline in general, or consistency, or even leadership at home. Different arenas that all have the same root. Drinking alcohol fragments consistency, so you're never fully locked in. But even that, even the habit, even the capped potential, that's not the biggest thing. The third thing I wish I knew is the one that changed everything for me. So now let's talk about what you came for, the most important thing I wish I knew before I started drinking. The most important thing I wish I knew is that alcohol is like a wall between men and the ability to fully feel their emotions. Not just sadness, but all emotions, including joy, gratitude, peace, love, grief, fear, the full human experience. Modern men struggle because we're told not to feel, not to complain, not to be soft. We're not taught how to name what we feel. If you ask the average guy to describe what he feels day to day, most wouldn't even have the language. Not because they're incapable, but because they were never taught. But we do have alcohol. And culturally, what do men do? We drink. Here's the truth I didn't understand. We don't drink because we feel too much. We drink because we don't know how to feel at all. Alcohol numbs what we didn't understand. And when I became fully sober, I realized something uncomfortable. Sobriety made every single part of my life better. My focus improved, my fitness improved, my marriage improved, my clarity improved, and my peace improved. Which meant, before sobriety, I wasn't fully experiencing life. I wasn't fully present. I wasn't fully alive. All because I decided years ago to start drinking. And that's the tragedy. Not the hangovers, not the money spent, not even the fitness setbacks. The tragedy is muted life. How I overcame it. I stopped trying to control drinking, and I just chose sobriety. Not as punishment, as access. Access to my full emotional range. Access to clarity. Access to discipline. Access to joy. Different benefits with the same root. Sobriety removes that wall. So the core message that ties all this together is this. If I could tell my younger self one thing, drinking doesn't just cost you nights. It can quickly cost you decades of clarity, growth, and full emotional experience. And you won't even realize it while it's happening. Sobriety isn't restriction, it's expansion. And it's the doorway back to yourself. That about wraps up this video. Wanted to thank you so much for watching. If this hit you, even just a little, and if you felt that quiet numbness, if you've ever wondered why nothing feels as good as it used to, if you've tried to cut back on drinking but momentum keeps pulling you back in, then the 5-day Malusog Reset might be for you. This isn't just about quitting alcohol. If you struggle with discipline around food, then we tighten up your body. If you rely on drinking to decompress, then day 3 challenges you to be sober on purpose. If you avoid hard conversations or suppress how you feel, then we strengthen your emotional leadership too. It's your body, sobriety, and relationships. Because alcohol isn't just a drinking problem, it's an alignment problem. If you can go 5 structured days with intention, you prove to yourself you're capable of more. More clarity, more energy, more emotional depth. So the link for the reset is in the description if you're ready. Tagalog sign off, hindi ka mahina. Hindi ka lang sanay makaramdam, which means you're not weak, you're just not used to feeling. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.